So Joe Cruickshanks is going to take us on a very special journey to talk about how we can belong everywhere. So we've had lots of different perspectives tonight on belonging, and this is about how you can belong everywhere, and I'm really interested to hear this. And we had a brief chat in the break, and I'm fascinated already. Because Jo believes that, and this is not her quote, it's from Reggie Ray, but that the only thing that is truly ours is the life that's in our body that wants to unfold. What a fascinating idea. And so drawing on 20 years of meditation, yoga and creative leadership, Jo's going to talk to us about how cultivating an awareness, connection and an acceptance of the body's ability to sense and know, we can come to understand who we really are to access our true power. So the question is, are you ready to belong everywhere? Over to Jo.
Hi everyone. No pressure. I wrote that completely, like, let's see what flows out of me, because I have, oh, let me just get my, oh no. So yeah, I just, Alice asked me to speak, and I was like, what's going to come of this? And that flowed out. So I was like, oh shit, now I've got to actually back this up. So I'm going to talk about how, exactly what Bonita said, so how we can come into our body and cultivate this sense of somatic awareness. That's kind of what I promised to deliver, and I have a confession to make that like with this event coming closer, I've been feeling I don't belong talking about this on stage. I'm much more comfortable talking about brand, much more comfortable talking about purposeful marketing, but talking about me is like, you know, I'm not a guru, I'm not a meditation instructor. These are just lessons that have really helped me in my seeking 20 years of meditation and yoga, but also in my role in work and parenting. So yeah, let's just go to what do I mean when I say soma. So soma is a Greek word, and it actually means not just our physical body, not just our concept of the body, but the entire neurological network, and you can extend that even further to the heart, gut, and also, if you're feeling a little bit woo-woo, the energy and the energetics of the body. So it's looking at your whole experience. It's the experience that I'm having right now, both on a physical level and, you know, just standing up here, I'm sensing my whole body and feeling that adrenaline pumping, feeling my breath, etc. It's mindfulness, but it's bodyfulness, really. That's how I would explain it. And interestingly, you know, from the moment we're born, our soma is looking for sense of belonging. We don't have the words, we don't have the language, but we're looking and sensing. And soma, when we're born, is really a dance. Belonging is a dance between us and the people who are raising us. The mother looks into the baby's eyes, and there's a nervous, you know, there's a bodily nervous system reaction, and that reciprocates, and that's a mirror, a dance, and it's mirrored backwards and forwards as we grow up as children. And so we have this sense of belonging in the body, and then we enter the illusion, and that has sort of been touched on, I think, as a theme all the way through this evening. This feeling of not belonging, or this conditioning that we have, or what we're told, or what was expected of us, is really what we call the illusion. You know, these things that the stories we tell ourselves about should, could and would and all of this kind of stuff. And you know, I call this the disembodied state. My experience with somatic practice really started about 12 months ago, and the experience which I'll go on to share with you has really made me see that so many of us are so disembodied. We talk a really good talk, I talked a really good talk about, you know, connection and stuff and purpose and all of that kind of stuff, but what I realised in practicing in the body was that I was really disembodied with my, you know, with what I was doing. And this is something that happens, you know, we were talking earlier about board meetings. People are going into board meetings and we're completely disembodied from the body's wisdom and from that sensing of belonging that we were born with. this happened to me, so there I am as a baby. You know, I came in with my own stories of shame and all of this kind of stuff, and have, you know, and I do really see those traumas as gifts, and it led me on a path of discovery. But with all of this seeking, it wasn't until I did two 5-day silent retreats last year using somatic practice that one day I was like, shall I show you this? But yes, I'm going to. This was a sketch I did in my notebook when I was I'd done day 4, 6 hours of practice every day, and I was looking in the mirror at myself, and I started sketching, started expressing, and then I was like, oh shit, look at the voice, look at the story, look at my ego, look at what comes up, look at my self-criticism. And I hope I'm not alone in sharing this with you, that, you know, when we really start to notice we've got this inner critic that is constant. And I was always really fascinated when people used to say, I can't meditate. Yeah, it's because we have this going on. And actually in this moment when I did this, it was like, oh God, 5 minutes. It was like I was smiling at this voice. I had this realization, because I'd connected with my soma, that wasn't true. And even though in my years of seeking I'd been told, you know, you're not your thoughts, I'd never felt it. And this was my experience of feeling it. So, you know, they really are stories. So I was really saved by my own somatic practice, my own body awareness. And this is a work in progress, so I'm going to quickly... So some things I've learned, because I want to do 1 minute practice with you. So let go of should. You can ask me afterwards. My life has changed dramatically in the last 12 months. I let go of a 30 people strong agency where I worked with lots of big brands because it didn't fit my purpose. I went through the shame of that failure and not succeeding in the way that I thought that I was always going to succeed. And life is so much better and freeing, and I'm much more like that at the end of it. I had experienced meditation where I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want to be in this body, I really can't be. You know, I did loads of that, and through this practice I learned that it's my friend. Those uncomfortable feelings are our friend. They're telling us something, they're telling us the wisdom that we need to listen to, and they're also a route to our creativity as well. And that leads you to follow your dreams. It sounds corny, but I think by being in the body and honouring what's coming up where there's a resistance, you get more true to what it is that you want to do in life. And I'm a testament to that. And work in progress. It allows you to put yourself first. We stop, you know, there's this sense of belonging that we've got to overcompensate for other people and allow, and actually at the end of it we feel energetically drained and where am I, you know, what about me in this? And from coming from within, we can develop this sort of real sense of me first, but in a really healthy way. And really getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is my thing. That's why I'm pushing myself up here to share this with you. And continuing, like everyone else here, to push themselves through those comfortable moments or the bubbles. And then the last one, which won't make any sense unless we get to the 1 minute thing, which is back and down is the way. So much spirituality or so much personal growth stuff is all about we take ourselves up and out and we're reaching into the heavens or whatever up here. And actually the somatic experience is back and down and into the earth. And I always wanted to be like, you know, really caring about the planet. I was like caring about the planet, but I never could feel it until I did this practice. So I won't talk anymore. Are you all happy to just do 1 second of... this is my teacher, by the way. This is Reggie Ray. You can find him at dharmaocean.org. There's loads of free practices on there, and I feel a bit like, oh, I'm not going to do his practice any service, but go on there, have a go. If this resonates with you, 10-point practice, normally we do lying down. And if I could teach the whole world, you know, if we could get everyone in the world doing 10 points practice, because it's so simple, I believe that we could really make some shifts and embodied shifts. So, okay, here we go. So if you could place your, just stay sitting. I was going to try and see if we could lie down, but I've got time. So both feet on the floor. And see if you can sit without the back of your spine, without the support of the seat. If you need, for any reason, I'm not doing a health check here, sorry. If you need to have that support, that's fine. So really 10 points practice is lying down. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable, or just stare ahead in front of you. We do practice with eyes open, but it's fine to close them because this is a bit of a weird environment. So just bring your awareness into the body and feel where your body is touching the surface. So you feel your feet on the floor and feel into the tension around the base of the big toe. Just take your awareness to the big toe and feel how much tension is just in that joint around the big toe. And then move your awareness across the whole bottom of the foot and feel the tension just in your feet and start to release it down into the earth. Feel the tension in the ankles and move down through the feet, in the knees and coming down through the legs and releasing through the bottom of the feet. We're looking for tension when we do somatic practice because in the somatic field of meditation, the tension is our karmic debt. This is how we release our karma, is to release the tension into the earth. When you feel the tension, use the breath to move it down into the earth. And then bringing the idea of the earth below us, supporting and receiving the tension that's in the body. And then bring the awareness up through the torso, and you're really letting now the tension in the body flow down through the body, through the soles of the feet, into the earth. The shoulders, the arms, let the tension move down the arms, through the legs, down through the feet to the floor, into the earth. And see if you can get a sense and a feeling. There might be tingling, there might be a sense of openness. And take the tension from the back of the head, back down the body, down through the hips, down through the knees, down through the feet. And then gently inhale and open your eyes. So thank you everyone for going with that. So I hope that gives you a little taster of how we are releasing and dropping down into the earth. And it's a really simple practice, but hugely transformative. It really has kind of changed the way that I experience and embody my own work and life. So I hope that's of some help to you all, and I really hope that it gave you some kind of connection and a new perspective and belonging in the self. Thank you.